Richardson out on the break, and it's good!
Looking for Webb. 3. Bang! With 4 points. Banzamuno.
Eureka College Basketball is brought to you by City Blue Technologies in Peoria, an Epson dealer serving Central Illinois with sustainable office printing solutions. Potter Rentals in Gilman, Illinois, owned and operated by Ernie and Barb Folkers Potter, both Eureka College class of 1965. By Heartland Bank and Trust. Randy Begole, your State Farm agent in Peoria, Eureka College class of 1994. And by Kirby Foods in Metamora.
Welcome to the home opener here on ECTV, brought to you by City Blue Technologies. Kareem Burnett with my broadcast partner, Matthew Swan. Today, the Red Devils will host the Monmouth Fighting Scots here at the Dave Darnell Court. This coming off an OT thriller game versus Dominican up in Chicago. That game saw junior guard Jackson Provost score a career-high 30 points in the 90-85 OT win versus Dominican. Jonah Loft also had added his own 18 points. And then it was Andrew Coker who rounded out the double-digit scoring for the Red Devils, ending that game with 11 points as the Red Devils got the dub over Dominican. Matthew, you were at that game. You kind of want to give us a breakdown of a backstory of what happened?
Yeah, like you said, Jackson Provost, he got the Red Devils started scoring early, and he really had a statement game. Guys like Provost, guys like Jonah Loft, Andrew Coker, they all stepped up, and these aren't usually guys that, we're always announcing on the broadcasts. And this is huge for Eureka because they were missing one of their star players, Dylan Logsden, who he is going to be playing today from the looks of it, but they all stepped up when it mattered.
As you mentioned, Dylan Logsden was out last game with that ankle injury. We'll be suiting up tonight here versus Monmouth. And I kind of want to talk about Jonah Loft. He had 18 points in the season opener. He is a senior here. This will be his last year here with the Red Devils. What have you liked from his progression so far, going back to last season to this season? I know it's only been one game, but how does this game look so far compared from last year?
Well, last season, I think what really stands out is his ability to get into transition and drive to the basket. Obviously, Eureka they're full of a lot of guys who sometimes aren't all willing to be a little aggressive, but Jonah Loft, he has a huge height advantage over a lot of his defenders. Therefore, he's able to get to the basket a lot easier.
Absolutely, Matthew, and just looking at the stats, I know you were actually at the game, so you'll be able to add to this a bit more. We know last year our two leading scorers are no longer here with us. They moved on and graduated, that being Pee Wee Brown and then Amarion Bird. But now it seems we have to adjust and play a little more team ball since we don't have guys to step up and lead us up front in the scoring category every night. As we've seen, we had a guy like Jackson Provost, who was nowhere near a leading scorer last year, step up and have a huge night. What are you expecting from the Red Devils tonight here versus Monmouth and just going forward for the rest of the season?
Well, really, I expect them to pass the ball a lot more. Like you said, their lead scorers aren't going to be here. Obviously, they graduated. You're going to need to give the ball to a variety of different guys, like we saw with Provost. He's a guy that, like I said, we don't talk about a lot. We even saw last game on the road, Colin Delary got into the game. He's a bench player that we don't see a lot of, and he was also able to get to the basket. He was really aggressive, had great handles, so let's hope that we can see that tonight as well.
Absolutely, Matthew, and I want to point out Andrew Coker. I was just looking at his stat sheet. He was one of the only three Red Devils in double-digit scoring, and he is one of those aggressive players, as you mentioned, that likes to attack the basket, get downhill, get in transition. I'm looking for a big season from him. I was a big fan of his game last year and the limited minutes that he did have. I'm expecting a huge impact this season. Any last words before we close out of here, Matthew?
Well, I was actually talking to Andrew Coker, and he told me if I get the chance, I'm going to throw it down. So hopefully we can see that tonight as well.
Hopefully we get to see Andrew Coker and maybe even more Red Devils throw it down. But that's all we have here for the opener. We'll be right back with starting lineups and tip-offs here on ECTV.
Did you know toner powder is actually powdered plastic, and Americans consume 100 million pounds of it each year? Epson Workforce Enterprise AM series printers are powered by simple, smart, and clean precision core technology, doing away with waste-making laser printer designs and parts that end up in landfills. So you can experience less wasting, more saving. Your Epson Business First partner is City Blue Technologies in Peoria, Eureka College's official partner for sustainable printing.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Randy Bagoli in Peoria today.
State Farm helps make renters insurance simple. Our agents are dedicated to understanding your needs to help you choose the right coverage.
Call State Farm agent Randy Bagoli in Peoria today.
Are you ready to grow, to build, to thrive? Take the next steps with confidence at Heartland Bank and Trust Company. We go beyond just offering banking. We work with you to understand your needs. Whether you're saving, borrowing, protecting, or growing, we offer financial solutions for both personal and business needs. At Heartland Bank, we believe every life has a story, and yours includes building a secure future. Let's write that story together. Visit Heartland Bank today at hbtbank.com. Member FDIC.
Now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for the visiting Scots. At guard, a 6'3" sophomore from Arlington, Texas, number 3, Cameron Thomas. At guard, a 6'2" senior from Carpentersville, Illinois, number 13, Jason Huber. At guard, a 6-foot senior from Moline, Illinois, number 15, Kyle Taylor. At forward, a 6'6" sophomore from Peoria, Illinois, number 24, Zay Brown. And at forward, a 6'7" senior from Fort Byron, Illinois, number 40, Max Maring. The Scots are coached by Todd Scripseth and assisted by Jeff McChristy and Trey Schleeper. The starting lineup for your Eureka Red Devils. At guard, a 6'4" senior from Morton, Illinois, number 4, Ben Carter. At guard, a 6-foot junior from Washington, Illinois, number 5, Micah Brewer. At guard, a 5'10" junior from Kankakee, Illinois, number 12, Jackson Provost. At forward, a 6'5" senior from Canna, Illinois, number 30, Jonah Loft. And at forward, a 6'5" senior from Washington, Illinois, number 33, Andrew Coker. The Red Devils are coached by Chip Wilde and assisted by Jessica Thorman and Cohen Woods, and managed by Zoe Wilde.
And that'll do it. Starting lineups for both squads here. For the Scots, it'll be Thomas, Huber, Taylor, Brown, and Maring rounded it out. And then for the Red Devils, we got Carter, Brewer, Provost, Loft, and Coker. Here at the tip-off, it'll be Maring lining up with Loft for first possession. Matthew, I don't know about you, but I am hyped here for this home opener.
Yeah, I am too, and it looks like the Eureka fans are as well, but good sign to start here for the Red Devils as they start the same starting 5 as last game. End
up in the hands of Brown. Taylor's going to bring it up. Huber looking inside, gets it to Maring. Working against Loft. Over, no good. Pulled down by Huber. Out. The tray ball is good from Taylor for the first bucket here for the home opener.
Taylor can do that. He is an academic all-district player from last season.
Red Devils working it around. Provost has it now, working against Thomas. Little screen and slip there. Loft pop and good. Jonah Loft with the pick and pop to start it off early.
And that's the ball movement that we're looking for from Eureka. Great job by Brewer to find Loft.
Now it's Thomas with it. Trying to get his own pick and roll. Step back jumper. Won't fall. Almost pulled down. Will be pulled down by Huber. Back in the hands of the Scott. Driving in and got a bang up here. Going to end up in the hands of Brown. His corner three going to get nothing but air on that one. It'll be Red Devils basketball heading the other way.
Kareem, I think the Eureka fans are playing a very early factor in this ball game.
Absolutely. We see these guys in the crowd and a lot of baseball guys. I'm sure you're familiar with that crowd. Those guys are hyped and the fans are a part of the experience as much as the players, some would say. Ben Carter trying to make a move against Huber. Jackson Provost, the hot hand from last game. Trying to go one-on-one. Getting to the post, low post touch. Won't fall, and it's pulled down by Brown. Brown swing it over Taylor. Tried to get it inside, and it's stolen there by Brewer. Brewer up to Loft. Almost lost his footing. Coker. Gonna reset here to Carter.
That's something the Red Devils did a lot last game. They were moving the ball and pushing the pace way too much. They're going to have to slow it down here if they want to attack early.
Absolutely, and we see already the Scots have some scrappy defenders. As we see Brown miss that lane pass, and Jonah Loft overthrew it a bit to Provost. And he said, my bad, that's on me. And bit of a forced turnover there by the Red Devils.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were saying. That's a ball that doesn't need to be chucked really, but it's a turnover there for Eureka, so hopefully they can settle down here.
We see early they're trying to get to that Marion post touch a lot here as he has the smaller Jonah Loft on him. Huber going to settle for a three instead. Won't go. It's pulled down by Coker. Red Devils heading the other way with it now. Brewer making his move against Thomas. Picks up his dribble. Finds Provost on the reset. Provost motioning offense. Coker seemed like he thought about it for a minute there. Ball now in the hands of Carter. Carter attacking, and that's blocked by Brown. I believe we're going to get a foul call. Foul call going to go against Brown, so Ben Carter will shoot two of them here.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by City Blue Technologies of Peoria, an Epson distributor serving Central Illinois. City Blue offers Epson Precision Core heat-free printing as an alternative to laser printers. City Blue was founded in 1968 and serves more than 5,000 active customers. Learn about sustainable printing solutions from City Blue Technologies at citybluetechnologies.com.
And Carter misses that first free throw there with a chance to take the lead. But another chance here, and not going to make that one either. Over on that trip to the line.
Yeah, Kareem, last game as well, Eureka struggled from the free throw line, only shooting about 69%. So if they want to start to win a lot more ball games, they're going to have to try to knock those down.
Free throws are always an integral part of winning a basketball game. Is Brown trying to make his move over Carter, not able to get it. Marion, scoop layup, won't go, and Jonah Loft actually tipped that in, but the point is going to go to Marion. That's how the rule works. Whoever's closest to the ball will get the point if it's tipped in by the opposing team.
Yeah, and I was just about to say, the Red Devils are playing great defense in the post right now. That's something they've done really well.
And Coker attacking the basket, scoring the easy deuce over Taylor.
Eureka against Dominican, they only gave up one field goal in overtime, which is why they were able to come up with the 5-point victory.
We're all knotted up at 5 apiece here, a little over 3.5 has already been played. For just tuning into the broadcast. And it's going to be Thomas missing that pull-up midi. And we're scrapping for it. Taylor, Loft, tied up here. It's going to be the Red Devils basketball. That'll be Coker to inbound it.
Well, Kareem, I have some good news. The Red Devils right now, they're first in the country with defensive rebounds, averaging 42 a game.
And that's a good sign, even though it's only one game in. As Provost picking up where he left off versus Dominican with that corner triple to give the Red Devils a 3-point lead.
Provost is averaging 30 points a game. Hopefully he can keep that pace up.
Taylor managing to get to the line there. Michael Brewer, I believe, going to pick up that foul call. That'll be his first foul. Taylor trying to cut into this three-point deficit for his squad. We got a timeout here. Quick timeout going to be taken. And we're going to take a quick break ourselves. We'll be right back with Eureka College basketball here on ECTV.
Discover your perfect getaway in beautiful Prescott, Arizona. Your home away from home at Prescott Canyon Estates, a 55-plus community with beautiful panoramic views of Bradshaw, Thumb Butte, and Granite Mountains. Potter Rentals has properties available for monthly rental, all-inclusive and fully furnished, with all clubhouse amenities. Get more information today and make Prescott your home away from home at potterrentals.com.
And welcome back to the broadcast here on ECTV, brought to you by City Blue Technologies. Kareem Burnett and my broadcast partner Matthew Swan here on the call. Red Devils lead this game early, 8-5. Before he went to break, Michael Brewer picked up a foul against Taylor. It's going to be Taylor heading to the line to try to cut into this three-point lead for the Red Devils. Matthew, what have you liked so far from the Red Devils?
Right now, I like the idea of the Red Devils kind of slowing things down. They want to be in control, and it looks like that is the game plan that they're going with. And this is a similar theme that we saw on the road a few nights ago as well. Eureka started off with the nice early lead, so hopefully they can keep up this pace of play.
Hopefully, as Taylor swishes that free throw home to get it down to a 2-point lead. Taylor trying to get it down to one, and does get it down to one, is able to get it down to one, as I should say. It's going to be Michael Brewer. Thomas has been adding, Cameron Thomas has been adding a lot of pressure on the ball handlers for the Red Devils. Provost getting into the lane with a floater for his second bucket of the night. He's up to 5 points.
See Provost nice and controlled on the pickup, just using that right hand.
And it's Thomas coming right back at his 2-point layup. Thomas with some unique shoes here. Not sure if you're much into the basketball shoe game, but he got some retro KD4s. Legendary basketball shoes by legendary basketball player
Good
Provost.
backdoor cut.
Back-to-back floaters there from Provost, and a beautiful backdoor pass from Andrew Coker.
That's the type of execution you want to see for Eureka as they look to start their season 2-0. Kareem, the last time they actually did that was during the 2020-21 season.
That was it. Ben Carter swing past the Brewer, back into Carter, and Carter's blocked by Marion on that possession. Gets it up ahead to Thomas. Thomas up and over, and he's going to score 2 points over Coker to make it a 1-point lead for the Red Devils.
Yeah, you have to get back into transition there for Eureka. They looked a little hesitant. Something they need to pick up on going forward.
Provost with a screen there, and Provost picking up where he left off with back-to-back baskets here from Jackson Provost. Monmouth's going to call a timeout. Provost up to 7 points. We're going to take a quick timeout and break ourselves, but we'll be right back to basketball coverage here on ECTV.
Did you know toner powder is actually powdered plastic, and Americans consume 100 million pounds of it each year? Epson Workforce Enterprise AM series printers are powered by simple, smart, and clean precision core technology, doing away with waste-making laser printer designs and parts that end up in landfills, so you can experience less wasting, more saving. Your Epson Business First partner is City Blue Technologies in Peoria, Eureka College's official partner for sustainable printing.
Welcome back to the broadcast here on ECTV, brought to you by City Blue Technologies. We got a replay here. Jackson Provost, his third straight bucket in a row. He's up to 9 of the 14 points for the Red Devils. 39 points combined in his last 2 games. And he's balling as the Red Devils go into a 3-2 defense here. Swing pass Huber, three, no good. Pulled down by Thomas.
You have to limit the second chance opportunities.
Thomas, air ball there in the corner, and the crowd gonna let him hear it. Huber, top of the key, gonna try his own triple and gonna knock it down. As you mentioned, Matthew, you can't keep giving the team looks. They'll eventually convert.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's a tied game.
Tied here, about 13:30 remaining in this first half. Coker testing his luck from deep, not able to get it. Ball pulled down by the Fighting Scots. Up ahead to Thomas. Thomas hop step around, and Thomas able to score over Coker in transition.
Well, I like that from Coker. He's challenging his opponent to pretty much force him, meet him at the rim, and even though he's not able to complete the stop, it's a good job by Coker to keep his hands up and prevent the foul.
And Carter misses his three there. Behind the back pass over to Brewer, and Brewer able to knock down the long mid-range right there to knot it all up at 16 apiece.
Yeah, Brewer only able to score 6 points last game. He was struggling. He was one of the guys that was really trying to push the pace, so it's good to see him get on track early tonight.
Watson over to Brown. Brown with a big screen here, working against Carter. Spin, free throw range, fadeaway won't go. The ball is tracked down here by Brown, but Brown gonna step out of bounds. See what I did there?
Yeah. And also I just have to shout out the crowd again. I mean, they're awesome down there, and it's always great to see their energy coming into these home games.
Absolutely. And that was Jay Brown stepped out of bounds, not Zay Brown. It'll be the Red Devils basketball here. 12:27 remaining. You're just now tuning in. Kareem Burnett and Matthew Swan on the call here on ECTV. And Max Richardson along with Demaje Moore has checked into this game.
And Jacob Gonzalez as well. He's always one of the better bench players for the Red Devils.
And Jackson Provost is having his way. He's up to 11 points. He has 6 points off that floater alone, and Provost really improved from last year. He's already in double digits here in this first half.
I mean, talk about getting started early. He is so good at finding the spacing to knock down these buckets.
And Jay Brown over to Zay Brown, vice versa. It was Zay Brown giving it to Jay Brown on that backdoor cut. Ball game is tied up here at 18 apiece. Going back to Provost, he's had the hot hand, swings, Gonzalez, wind up shot, won't fall, and it's pulled down by Brown. He pushes the pace.
Yeah, Gonzalez needs to make that decision a little faster next time. We saw him hesitate just a bit.
Jackson Provost with a near steal there. Instead, ball gonna stay in possession of Monmouth. I think Coach Chip Wilde is gonna have a timeout here. So we'll take a quick timeout ourselves. We'll be right back to basketball coverage here on ECTV.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Randy Bagoli in Peoria today.
State Farm helps make renters insurance simple. Our agents are dedicated to understanding your needs to help you choose the right coverage.
Call State Farm agent Randy Bagoli in Peoria today.
Welcome back to the broadcast here on ECTV. Kareem Burnett, Matthew Swan on the call. We're all knotted up at 18 apiece here with about 11:25 to go in the first half. Matthew, Jackson Provost up to 11 points already, and he's absolutely on fire for the Red Devils, coming off of that career-high 30-point game versus Dominican.
Well, I mean, we were joking about it in the pregame, and I said he's averaging 30 points a game. For those who don't know, the Red Devils have only played one game this season in which Provost did score a career high of 30 points. But right now he has 11, and we still have just over 11 minutes left to go in this first half. So if he can keep up this pace, who knows, we might have another game with a 30-point Jackson Provost.
That would be great for all the Red Devils viewers and Red Devils in general. Jackson Provost really improved as a player going back from this year to last year. You could always see the drive was there, but in an enhanced role, he's really been able to be a scorer so far, as Monmouth coming out the gate with a three-point shot. That was Whiteman making that three there.
Yeah, Whiteman is just so good at connecting from behind the arc, as you saw. But the good thing about Provost, he's only a junior.
Moore testing his luck from deep, not able to get it. Pulled down by Brown, now in the hands of Watson. Watson swinging the ball around. Monmouth really moving the ball here, working that clock, looking for as good as a shot they can, and it's Whiteman. Back-to-back triples for Whiteman as he gives his team a 6-point lead.
Monmouth really good on offense right there. You see Cameron Banks setting up the screen, which allows Whiteman to get wide open at the top of the key and be able to knock down the triple.
Ben Carter from deep won't get it. Pulled down by Brown. Now in the hands of Watson. Gets it over to Whiteman. He just made two. Going to test his luck for another one. Not going to make it. And ball nearly recovered by Richardson. But it's going to be knocked out by Brown. Red Devils basketball.
Boy, and I'll tell you, Whiteman right now is really on target. Even though he just missed that triple, he was off by maybe just a little bit. So that's another case where Eureka needs to get back into transition. They need to get back on defense and keep this game close.
Absolutely, Matt. You don't want to give up shooters those easy of looks. You just made two, so you really want to put emphasis on guarding him. Provost attacking, gets it up, not able to get it. Ball is pulled down by Monmouth, pushing it in transition over Whiteman. Watson thought about it, wanted to take it. Instead, going to give it to Crimes. Ball now in the hands of Banks. Monmouth has really slowed it down here. They're trying to push it in transition if they don't have a look there. Slowing it down in the half court to get better looks, really using that clock. And Watson might have got away with a travel there.
I was going to say, it looked like his feet came off the ground.
Absolutely like his feet left the ground. But the basketball gods will reward the Red Devils. It's Carter, head fake, getting downhill. Gonzalez, snaking base round. Swing pass, Moore, left wing triple, won't fall, rims ins and out. Crimes pulling it down.
Yeah, despite that miss, that's such a good look there from Jacob Gonzalez with a bullet pass. Unfortunately for Eureka, they're unable to knock down the three.
Watson slowing it down here. And there goes Monmouth again, slowing it down in that half court, getting into their pick and roll game, really moving the ball. And we're going to get an illegal screen going against Crimes. He tried to make some space for Banks.
Yeah, well, Kareem, you mentioned the pace of play right now for Monmouth. They are on top, so they're starting to gain a bit more of that control, a bit more of that momentum. And right now, Eureka's in a bit of a scoring drought, so hopefully they can work something out here and get one of their guys to drive to the basket, as we know their three-point shooting, especially in the first half, hasn't been the strongest.
Absolutely, Monmouth on a 6-0 run with those two triples from Whiteman. Red Devils need to respond, and it's Jonah Loft with the baby hook. Won't respond, pulled down by Banks. Banks with it now, going against Moore. Attacking, using his body, gets it up, won't go. We're going to get a foul call here. I believe the foul's going to go on the ground. Ref going to call it. Call going to go against, I believe, Moore. Go against Moore as he's asking the ref, kind of questioning that foul call there. But either way, the call was made, and Banks will be at the line. He's going to switch home the first one.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Metamora Kirby Foods. They are 100% employee-owned with a deli, produce section, and meat department with its own in-house butcher. Metamora Kirby Foods is open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. They are located on West Mount Vernon. Metamora Kirby Foods is located on West Mount Vernon Street in Metamora. Get more information at kirbyfoods.com.
Banks from downtown, and he's able to get it. And that's going to be a double-digit lead now for Monmouth on a 10-0 run here currently, with about 8 minutes remaining in this first half. Red Devils haven't scored since that Jackson Prost floater that sent us into a timeout. Blake Logson is checked into this game as Moore turns it over. Banks with it now. Bounce pass to Brown, lost. Crimes trying to recover it. It's going to be lost, and Crimes with a jump ball here. And ball going to stay in possession of Monmouth.
Yeah, Loft kind of got the Red Devils out of a jam there. That could have been really bad. Fortunately, the ball handling from the Fighting Scots right now is a little sloppy.
Definitely a little sloppy. Their ball handling has been. They've been good at passing the ball, getting open looks. That's why they're currently on a 10-0 run. But as you mentioned, they have had some unforced turnovers that could have went in favor of the Red Devils. They're going to take a timeout, but we'll stay here and kind of talk things over ourselves. Matthew, as I just mentioned a few seconds ago, Monmouth in the midst of a 10-0 run. Red Devils haven't been able to score in a minute. What would they need to do here to kind of take that lid off as we get closer and closer to the end of this first half?
Yeah, again, I think the easiest solution right now is just to drive to the basket, get open looks, and we know that the Red Devils, when they get in these scoring droughts, they try to push the pace a little bit more, but that doesn't really end up helping them in the end. So you want to control the pace of the game, drive to the rim, and take the easy shots, and eventually we know that their defense is good enough to the point where they can actually make the stops. So you just have to kind of increase the fuel on offense.
Very good analysis there, Matthew, and we kind of see the opposite. I mean, we kind of see the same thing going on with Monmouth, even though they're on a 10-0 run. As you mentioned, when they've pushed the ball in transition, they've actually had some turnovers themselves. The Red Devils just haven't been able to capitalize off those turnovers. And Monmouth, when they've gotten those turnovers, they tend to slow the ball down after they've kind of lost it in transition. And that's why they've gotten this 10-0 run so far. And we'll see if the Red Devils can kind of do the same here as Thomas comes out with a three out of the timeout. And he's going to let the Red Devil bench hear it. And now a 13-0 run for Monmouth.
Yeah, and I was just about to say, it helps for the Fighting Scots when you can knock down your three-pointers, which they're shooting 50% right now from behind the arc.
And another turnover there for the Red Devils. And it'll be Monmouth basketball. Red Devils have to score. They have to get some stops here and try to put some points up on the board. They don't want things to get out of hand already here in this first half.
Yeah, again, we reflect back on last game. They went into the half down by 6, which they were able to come back, but that's because it wasn't a lot. This is a different situation. Now they're struggling to even get some points on the board in the last, I'd say, 5 or so minutes. So hopefully they can find that spark that gets them going.
And there's a steal there from Kerr. Blake Logsdon with it now. Thomas guarding him. Logsdon going baseline, thought about it. Hand off to Gonzalez, and he lost it as Taylor picked it up. Monmouth going to push it the other way.
See, the idea's there. They're just getting too jittery.
And Taylor with a stop pivot. Fadeaway won't go. It's Gonzalez now in the hands of Logsdon. Screen there from Richardson. Gets Banks switched off on him, trying to use that speed. Not able to. We're going to get a blocking foul. Going to go against, I believe, Banks. That blocking foul.
Yeah, well, that's certainly another way to take advantage here, is to draw contact, get fouled, and eventually, if it keeps happening, Eureka will find themselves at the line and hopefully be able to knock down those free throws.
Fouls are always an easy way to get back into a game. It's Nolan Kerr getting his first basket of the game, coming out of a out-of-bounds play.
Yeah, Nolan Kerr, a transfer coming in here to Eureka. It's always good to see few different faces down on the court.
Brown tried to spin on Kerr there, and Kerr doing an exceptional job at guarding the bigger man in the post.
Yeah, it's always not really easy, especially Kerr isn't the biggest guy either, so it's good to see him still kind of contribute here on defense for the Red Devils.
It's going to be in the hands of Taylor. Play calling here. 13-2 run by Monmouth. Red Devils finally able to score after about a 6 or 7 minute drought. Taylor swings it out. Banks beating the clock, catching a grenade. Won't go. Pull down Brown, and we're going to get a foul call going against Kerr, I believe.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Heartland Bank and Trust, serving 48 communities throughout Illinois and eastern Iowa, including Washington, Metamora, El Paso, Germantown Hills, Carlock, and in Eureka. Their main branch is on Main Street downtown, and their drive-up and ATM is nearby on Center Street. And find Heartland Bank and Trust anywhere at htmbank.com.
Brown missing that first free throw there. Lead will remain at 11 for now in favor of Monmouth. We got about just a hair under 6 minutes remaining in this first half. And Brown gonna cash home the second one to give the Fighting Scots a 12-point lead.
Yeah, see, for Eureka, that's definitely enough time to still cut down that point deficit. Just continue to use the screens and, like I said, drive to the basket. You want to keep the game plan the same here. Don't try to force shots that you know you're not capable of knocking down.
Michael Brewer, along with Jonah Loft, have checked back into this game. As Max Richardson gonna test his luck from deep and gonna knock it down to cut into that double-digit lead for Monmouth.
That was interesting form there for Richardson. Looked like the shot almost went behind his head as he released it.
He definitely does have a high arcing form, bit of a rainbow shot, but he cashed there. If it works, don't fix it. And Thomas gonna get to the line. Cameron Thomas having a good ball game so far. 4 for 9 from the field for 9 points with a chance to make it 10 here. He's been the go-to guy for the Fighting Scots so far. And yeah, the Red Devils offense is going dry. Nobody else in the game for the Red Devils has scored more than 1 bucket outside of Jackson Provost. The second leader scorer is Jonah Loft with 3 points, and then Max Richardson also has 3 points. So Red Devils gonna need some more scoring outside of Provost, as he's currently on the bench getting a breather.
Yeah, and again, we talked about it in the pregame. You can't rely on just a single guy to score all of your points. We would like to see some more ball movement here for the Red Devils, and it looks like they're going to start to do that right here.
See Kerr making his move, lost his footing, tried to get it up as he was falling. Ball now in the hands of Huber.
That's a difficult shot for Kerr.
Ball inside to Marion. Marion working against the Red Devils, and Marion able to draw the foul call. Foul going to go against A.J. Wells, and Marion should be headed to the line here. Marion is really a force down there in that paint, about 6'7", 210. We've seen early on Monmouth go to him in consecutive post possessions. He's able to draw a lot of contact on that play, and sometimes that's what the big man is for. He's not necessarily going to score every basket as he misses that free throw there, but just having that dominant presence down low is something you always want on your basketball team.
Yeah, and the Red Devils have slightly a disadvantage too, because we know, especially from the returners, they're not the tallest guys. They might be able to put some points on the board here and there, but they aren't super tall. So it's hard to stop a guy like Maring. You know, like you said, Kareem, 6'7".
It's going to be Taylor way downtown, missing that one. Brown get it back up, and Brown able to score off the second offensive rebound attempt. And that was 3 total offensive rebounds for Monmouth. The Red Devils getting totally out-rebounded in this game so far, and it's kind of contributed to this deficit as the Fighting Scots have had multiple chances to score. And Brewer with the step-through lay won't get it to go.
Yeah, well, we already touched on it too, and right now Eureka's just struggling to kind of show what they're preaching about. You have to get those stops, because like you said, that's what is allowing the Scots right now to pull away here in this first half.
Monmouth going back to those post touches. It's now Brown working against the extremely smaller Kerr, up and over and good. And Kerr kind of stood no chance against Brown on that post touch.
Well, and you know what? Kerr did everything he could there. There's not much else you can do. And the positive is that he didn't foul, so it's only 2 points.
Yeah, Kerr about 6 foot with Zay Brown being 6'6", so half a foot of height difference. Not much you can ask for Kerr on that possession. He really gave it his all, but Monmouth really taking advantage of their post presence. We've seen them go from Marion in the post to Marion passing it to Brown in the post. But they called a timeout, so we're going to take a quick break ourselves. We'll be right back to basketball coverage here on the ECTV.
Are you ready to grow, to build, to thrive? Take the next steps with confidence at Heartland Bank and Trust Company. We go beyond just offering banking. We work with you to understand your needs. We offer checking options for both personal and business needs. Each choice includes free online banking, mobile banking, bill pay, debit card, and more. We believe every life has a story, and yours includes building a secure future. Let's write that story together. Visit Heartland Bank today at hbtbank.com. Member FDIC.
And welcome back to the broadcast here on ECTV, brought to you by City Blue Technologies. Kareem Burnett, Matthew Swan on the call. Red Devils with a 15-point deficit with about 3:48 remaining in this first half. Scores at 23-38, and the Red Devils have been on a bit of a scoring drought here in these past, I would say, 10 minutes of so. They've only scored about 5 points. Jackson Provost had the hot hand early, scoring a quick 11 points. He had 9 consecutive points at one point, but the well has run dry for the Red Devils so far. What would they need to do to pick up their scoring here, Matt?
Yeah, like I said, drive to the basket, and they have been doing that, but unfortunately for Monmouth, their defenders are just so tall. They've either been able to block or, in general, just stop Eureka on defense.
And finally able to get another bucket there on that possession, a well-needed bucket. About 3:30 remaining in this first half.
Yeah, again, Michael Brewer, he's still kind of settling into this 2025-26 season, so it's good to see him. Hopefully he's settling down and getting a bit more comfortable.
Thomas from deep. And Cameron Thomas lighting it up here. 14 early points here in this first half, and he's by far been the scoring threat for Monmouth. He's also played exceptional defense against our guards as Michael Brewer missed that mid-range jump shot right there, now in the hands of Provost, and Provost is blocked by Huber. Ball gonna stay here with the Red Devils.
Well, again, as I was saying, the defense for Monmouth, they're just so tall. It's hard to really get any shot past them, as you saw on that Huber block. Huber, another one of those guys for the Scots.
As you mentioned, the Fighting Scots definitely have the height advantage, but even besides their tall guys, they got the guards like Cameron Thomas, who was just a pest defensively. As you see, almost another near block there. Instead, going to be a foul, and Provost will earn himself a trip to the line to try to cut down this lead here.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Randy Begole, a State Farm agent in Peoria. Randy graduated from Eureka College in 1994. He played basketball and tennis and was also a member of the Teak fraternity. Randy has been serving State Farm customers since 2001. His office is located at the corner of Knoxville and Forest Hill in Peoria. You can also reach him at 309-322-8150 or at randybegole.com. That's Randy, BEGOLE.com.
While you were saying that, I almost started singing the State Farm jingle, but I don't want to get copyrighted or anything. So I'll stay far away from that. For now, turn back to this game as Huber now has it over the Banks. Back in the hands of Huber, looking again for that post touch to Brown. They send the double early. It's Carter and Provost outside. Taylor getting inside. Reverse scoop is good as he pushes the lead up to 18 now in favor of Monmouth, 17.
Well, the Scots are in complete control right now. They're just moving really quickly, but they're also able to hold on to the basketball.
Provost fading away, not able to get that one. Brown pulling it down.
Again, it looks like Eureka right now, they're forcing a lot of shots that they know are difficult enough as they come. You have to get better looks.
And it's Brewer fouling Taylor on that possession as he'll get his trip to the line to try to increase this lead for the Fighting Scots. Yeah, Matthew, I just have to mention, at one point we were all tied up at 18 apiece, and the Red Devils have only been able to score 8 points since then, while Monmouth just exploded on the opposite side of scoring, and the Red Devils will definitely have to pick up pace here if they want to match this team in scoring, because right now, I keep saying it, I don't want to be redundant, but the well has run dry offensively, at least in the scoring category for the Red Devils.
Yeah, and it's another theme that we saw from last season. Eureka, they always start out really hot. They get going early, but, over time, especially for Coach Wilde, he likes to keep a lot of the same guys on the floor for long periods of time, so they're going to get tired. And I feel like that's a big reason why, the fuel starts to die out a little bit.
We got a replay here on that foul, Brewer, and we see Taylor sold it there. He dived into his body, was able to draw the contact, but a foul nonetheless. Ball knocked out of bounds here by Marion, so ball will remain in possession of the Red Devils.
Well, that was a good pass from Provost. It's a little unfortunate Eureka was unable to finish the play.
We got a timeout here. We're going to stay here. And Matthew, I just want to go back to my point I was making a few seconds ago. I remember Provost for his 11-point. He made a floater, and it tied it up at 18 apiece, and we went to a timeout. But since then, Monmouth in midst of a 27-8 run, outscoring the Red Devils by 19 about the last 14 or so minutes, at least game time minutes. So the Red Devils so far, their scoring just hasn't been adequate, at least in comparison to Monmouth. What do you think the Red Devils can do here to pick up their scoring, Matt?
Well, I think on the floor, they're going to have to take smarter cuts, look for the screens. You need a guy to get open, because right now that's what Eureka's struggling to do. They're heavily defended by these guys who are 6'0", 6'1", 6'2", and it's really hard right now for Eureka just to even get a shot out, as we've saw a few different plays now where they've been blocked or just had a hard time getting an open look in general.
Absolutely, Matt. Hopefully the Red Devils able to put a few more points on the board here with a little less than 100 seconds remaining in this first half. Carter over Coker. Coker, corner triple, won't go, and ball last touch by the Red Devils. So it's going to be Monmouth opposite possession.
Well, see, there was a screen to get Coker open, but the idea was there, just unable to execute for Eureka.
Huber with it now. Taylor. Now it's Marion up top. Whiteman is checked back into this game. We're going to get a blocking foul. I believe that foul is going to go against Banks. So it's going to be Red Devils ball. See Watson getting ready to check into this game for the Fighting Scots.
Each team already has 6 fouls, so it hasn't played a huge impact on the game up to this point, but again, maybe that's another route Eureka might want to take, draw contact, get to the free throw line.
Absolutely. It's Brewer bringing it up, 1:15 remaining in this half. Coker looking for Loft on that post touch, instead going to find Carter. Carter backdoor to Provost, broken up there by Watson and Whiteman. Call going to be in favor of Monmouth. They'll take possession.
Yeah, and during the timeout, we saw on the screen Coach Wilde drawing up the plays. You could see him making the mark to the basket. He's looking to get one of his guys a nice, easy look against the glass, but it's just so hard right now for the Red Devils.
Whiteman missed the triple there. He knocked down 2 earlier, but has missed 2 since. Coker with it now in that right corner. Banks against him. Now it's going to be in the hands of Loft. Loft attacking the basket. Lefty scoop, no good. Watson up ahead to Banks. 35 seconds remaining in this first half. Brown, crossover move, step back jumper, won't fall. And Provost pushing it center court. Trying to make a move against Watson. Getting in position, fading away, good. Jackson Provost continuing his scoring onslaught as he's up to, I believe, 14 points.
And that's such a good move from Provost there, using his body to create some spacing, get the shot up and knock it down, nice and easy. You don't want to overcomplicate it.
Brown driving against Carter, won't go, pulled down, 3 seconds remaining. Brewer almost got it to go, but won't get it to go here. And that'll do it for the first half, 28-45, 17-point lead here for the Scots. Matthew, giving me the breakdown of this first half before we go to break.
Yeah, like you said, Kareem, well, Eureka did start off. They were leading for a short time. Then it was back and forth. Unfortunately, the Red Devils have had a tough time getting an open look, driving to the basket, and the defensive stops here from Monmouth, along with their aggressive offense, has allowed them to go on a very large run hence the score 45-28.
Absolutely, Matt, and the Red Devils will need to pick up the scoring pace here if they're looking to get into this game down 17 right now in this first half. But it is basketball. Anything can happen. But that's all we have here for first half coverage. We'll be back with second half here on ECTV, brought to you by the City Blue Technologies.
The airwaves just got a refresh, and you need to spin your dial to 103.1 to find out. EC 103.1 is your latest and freshest option at your disposal, with the latest alternative rock hits, new personalities, and live sporting events at Eureka College. With an award-winning pedigree, EC 103.1 will quickly be the only thing you want to hear on your radio. Now on the FM airwaves and streaming globally on iHeartRadio. EC 103.1, your rock alternative.
And welcome back to the broadcast here on ECTV, brought to you by City Blue Technologies. Kareem Burnett, Matthew Swan on the call. Been on the call with you guys all first half, second half. Getting ready to ramp up here in just a few seconds. Matthew, we got first half stats in front of us. Give me your breakdown. What do you like? What do you don't like? And what happened?
Well, we'll start with Eureka. Obviously, the obvious answer, I like Jackson Provost. He's leading the team in points right now, just like last game. So nothing for him has really changed. But moving things over to Monmouth, they're led by Cameron Thomas right now, who has 14 points in this game already, 5 for 10 from the field. The thing with Eureka, they're going to have to fix is they're giving up way too many second chances against the glass, and they're having a hard time just getting the rebounds right now. And not only that, but also scoring in general. They haven't had a good look from the field as well, which is why the Scots have been able to pull away late in the first half.
Absolutely, Matt. We'll get into a little bit more of those stats as the game progresses, and we'll see if they can change those things. But for now, it'll be in the hands of Ben Carter with Huber guarding him. Provost, head fake, spinning, pump fake, dishes inside, and Jonah Loft, sitting in that dunker spot, is able to get him an easy 2 points. He's up to 5.
Those are the looks that we're talking about. Jackson Provost, he makes it seem like he's going up to the basket, but a nice kind of behind almost the back pass.
And Monmouth immediately responding with a post touch from Brown there, and it's kind of been the tail of all first half. Monmouth really getting it inside to that post, whether it being Marion or Brown, and kind of operating outside of that is Jackson Provost picking up where he left off in the first half, and versus Dominican as he's up to 16 points with that floater.
And that's the thing about basketball. As you know, Kareem, it's a two-way street. You can score all you want, but if you can't make the defensive stops, you're not going to gain the advantage.
And Brown taking the bump there. Back-to-back baskets to start the second half for Brown as he's able to score over Ben Carter.
Yeah, Brown is just so good at using his height advantage, and that's not easy to do against a guy like Ben Carter.
And Provost pump faking, using his head, using his angles to get the defender off balance, and Jonah Loft not able to hit that left wing triple. Huber over to Thomas. Thomas, easy lay, good. And he matches Jackson Provost with his own 16 points.
Well, we've talked about not forcing shots for Eureka. They're shooting less than 25% from the free throw line right now.
And Brewer missing that three-pointer there. And Red Devils now 3 for 14 from behind the arc. As Brown, another second chance look there. Wasn't able to score it, but that was the tail of the first half. As
Good
Coker,
move.
with that, using his 2 feet there, using his 2 steps, I should say, to get around his defender and score the easy deuce.
Yeah, that's using your basketball IQ. Good move by Coker on that play.
2 steps, 2 of the most valuable things in basketball. As Marion with a free throw range jumper, able to push the lead back up to 19 in favor of the Scots. Yeah, going back to those offensive rebounds, it's been a bit of a trouble here for the Red Devils, as Monmouth had almost as many offensive rebounds as we had total rebounds. As Brewer swing pass to Provost, corner triple, won't go, and it ends up in the hand of Cameron Thomas. Shot the hot hand from Monmouth. Swing over Brown, steps into a left wing triple, not able to get it. Brewer, quick outlet to Provost. Provost avoiding the contact, and he's able to score the deuce. Jackson Provost up to 18 points.
That's a smart play from Brewer. I didn't think he saw Provost down the court, but he did, and Provost adding another 2 to his night.
Beautiful outlet pass there from Brewer. Huber, left wing triple, won't go, rattling around. And another second chance opportunity here.
Another open look.
And back-to-back offensive rebounds. Taylor able to knock that one down. And the lead is now up to 20 in favor of the Fighting Scots. And the Red Devils just getting thrashed here on the offensive board as Coker steps into a triple. And Andrew Coker able to knock down the top of the key 3. Coach Chip Wilde going to get a timeout here as his team trails by 17. We'll take a timeout as well, but we'll be right back with basketball coverage here on ECTV.
Discover your perfect getaway in beautiful Prescott, Arizona. Your home away from home at Prescott Canyon Estates, a 55-plus community with beautiful panoramic views of Bradshaw, Thumb Butte, and Granite Mountains. Potter Rentals has properties available for monthly rental, all-inclusive and fully furnished, with all clubhouse amenities. Get more information today and make Prescott your home away from home at potterrentals.com.
Welcome back to the broadcast here. Second half coverage on ECTV. Brought to you by City Blue Technologies. Kareem Burnett, Matthew Swan on the call. We went into a timeout. The Red Devils hit a 3 to cut the lead down to 17. And Matthew, before we went into that timeout, we were talking about the offensive rebound differential in favor of Monmouth. They right now have a total of 16 offensive rebounds, while the Red Devils only have 3 offensive rebounds. Red Devils only have 16 rebounds in total. So Monmouth now matching us in the rebound totals just in offensive rebounds alone. And off camera, we were kind of talking about how Monmouth is getting so many easy looks here. They've knocked down 8 of their 23-pointers for an amazing 40% three-point shooting for the night. And the main factor in contributing to that three-point percentage is they're wide open because of the offensive rebounds. Once you crash the glass, you leave your man on the perimeter, and we're not able to come down with the defensive rebound, and the other team comes out with the offensive. It's an easy kick out, as we've seen Taylor just do. The previous play, he missed his first one, and then he got another look and made it, as Brown is able to score down low to push the lead back up to 19. And that's why I always preach how important defensive rebounding is. You can never end a defensive possession properly without forcing the turnover, without getting the rebound. Jackson Provost snakes his way in for his 20th point of the night. He's been the only constant scoring factor here for the Red Devils.
Yeah, and the thing about the Scots, too, they're shooting with so much force that when the ball does hit off the rim, it practically almost kicks right back to them. And like you said, Kareem, obviously with the defense going for the rebound, it leaves a man open.
Those are called long rebounds, Matt. That's been a big thing in the NBA right now in the three-point era. And you tend to shoot the ball a lot. More than likely, the ball is going to come back towards, it's going to bounce off the rim or miss and come back towards the three-point line. And that's how teams end up getting a lot of long rebounds. Now, long rebounds don't always go in favor of the people with the height advantage. Although Monmouth does have the height advantage over us, that isn't the reason they're getting the long offensive rebound. It comes down to hustling. You have to really hustle and get after those long rebounds. Everybody just can't be crashing the glass like that. We got a replay here. Jackson Provost, that up and under finish for his 20th point of the night. And Jackson Provost has been having an amazing night. Nearly half of Eureka's points. He got 20 of the 40 points here. But someone else has to come with him. Andrew Coker has 7. Jonah Loft has 5. And Brewer with 4 points here. We're going to need to spread the wealth and get other players involved.
Yeah, well, with the way Provost has been playing, you could see a potential SLIAC award in the near future. But like you said, Kareem, obviously the hope is that you get other guys a chance on the floor as well, because even though Provost is able to score 20 points, which like you said is almost half of Eureka's point total, that's not going to help you win ball games, and that's what Eureka's looking to do right now.
Absolutely. Jackson Provost has been amazing to start the season so far. 30 points in the season opener. He now has 20 points in the home opener so far, with about 15 and a half remaining. Loft picking up his dribble. He's trapped in that corner. Gets it to Coker. Coker making his move up under over Brown. Won't get it. Brown pulling it down, pushing it center court. Making his move. Thomas, right wing triple, won't fall. And nearly another offensive rebound. Will be an offensive rebound for Monmouth. Now in the hands of Thomas. And Thomas going to get caught traveling. Move that pivot foot before he put the ball on the hardwood.
Well, back on that previous shot for Eureka, the fans thought it was goaltending. But, I mean, another example there for the Scots is, you know, they haven't given up trying to track down the basketball. And that's something Eureka's going to have to kind of improve going throughout this game.
We're going to get a blocking foul going against Huber. He was overzealous trying to get around that Coker screen, and Huber is just distraught right now that he was called for that call. Bit of an animated fella, isn't he?
Yeah, I definitely think so. He plays with a lot of emotion from the looks of it.
Absolutely.
Which isn't always a bad thing. But
not at all. Coker pump fake, thought about a step back. Instead going to settle for a Michael Brewer pass. Now Brewer trying to go one-on-one against Taylor. Getting around Taylor, fadeaway jumper, good. Michael Brewer able to score over the defensive pressure.
Brewer, his handles are so good, and like I said, he was struggling in the season opener, so it's good to see him start to make a difference in this ball game and add on to his point total.
Michael Brewer, one of the lead guards this year for the Red Devils. His third season here with the Red Devils. He is a guy that can light it up from deep, but as you mentioned, his ball handling, a bit of an underrated part of his game. Is you got DeMaje Moore checking into the game.
And don't take away from his three-point shooting either. He, like you said, Kareem, he can handle the basketball really well. He's such a nifty player, but he's also a very fantastic three-point shooter.
Absolutely. There was Moore checking into this game with Harris Huntley also. Going to be Marion at the line here as he was fouled. About 14:30 remaining in this ball game. Red Devils trail by 15. So far, gonna have to make the push now if they want to look to make things interesting.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Potter Rentals of Gilman, Illinois. Owned and operated by Ernie and Barb Folkers Potter, both Eureka College class of 1965. Potter Rentals offers both residential and commercial property rentals, including vacation rentals in beautiful Prescott, Arizona. You can get more information on their website at potterrentals.com.
Imagine having a legendary last name like Potter.
Would be pretty awesome.
Or Swan.
Swan's cool too.
It is. Moore with it, hands off to Provost. Provost from downtown, won't get it to go. It's pulled down by Brown.
And see that, I just don't 100% understand that, because Eureka's three-point shooting, as we keep mentioning, it hasn't been great tonight, and you don't want to force shots that you know you're not comfortable making.
Absolutely, and maybe he is comfortable making that shot, but that doesn't always make it a good shot. As you mentioned, we could move it around and try to get some more open threes. We have settled a lot for contested threes, but I think that's just a off product of our offense kind of being stale right now, and we just kind of trying to get something to go. And Jackson Provost, who's been balling all night, is trying to keep his team afloat right now, as he has 20 of the 43 Red Devils points, not baskets. We don't have 20 baskets made. We have about 18 baskets made, so I was close.
And that's the thing in these situations. Provost, I feel like in his mind, he's thinking, I have to do a lot of this on my own, but he does have his teammates down on the floor with him. So like you said earlier, distributing the wealth will help Eureka.
Micah Brewer with a big time and 1-3 from that corner. We were just preaching about his three-point efficiency, and here he is giving a spark plug to his bench and his crowd to cut the lead down to 15.
And the foul, he has a chance to make it a 4-point play, Kareem. And as somebody who was able to shoot over 38% from behind the arc last year, there is another example of why he is so good at that spot.
He is a sharp shooter. Dare I say best shooter on the team. We have Marie Brokman checking into this game for the Red Devils. Red Devils now down by 14.
It's the plays like those where Eureka can potentially come back into this ball game. As you might have heard, the fans really got into it. And that's the energy that Eureka is striving to regain.
And Red Devils nearly lost it there. But able to pick it up, pushing up ahead. Provost, transition triple, won't fall, and it's going to be out of bounds. This ball did touch the top of the backboard. And we have a replay here of that Michael Brewer three. And got to get a shooter space to land as Watson tripped all over Michael Brewer on that triple.
Yeah, there's not really a lot of room down in that corner, so it's good effort by Brewer to still be able to knock down the three.
See Brokeman coming in, adding some early defensive pressure, picking up ball here, and it's stolen.
Good steal.
Huntley Harris jumping for it, Harris Huntley. And it's Carter over Provost. Provost thought about it, at least pretended he did. Inside Harris Huntley, up, over, won't get it. Provost cleans it up. And the Red Devils getting some momentum going here. Lead has been cut down to 11,
And there's the importance of having guys in the post, something that Eureka hasn't really been great at doing tonight. And Provost, again, with another two.
And the Red Devils crowd getting into it here, trying to pick up their intensity, pick up their energy. The lead has been cut down to 11. They're going to take a break. We'll take a quick break as well. Then we'll be right back with basketball coverage here on ECTV.
State Farm helps make renters insurance simple. Our agents are dedicated to understanding your needs to help you choose the right coverage.
Call State Farm agent Randy Bagoli in Peoria today.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Randy Bagoli in Peoria today.
Welcome back to the broadcast here on ECTV, brought to you by City Blue Technologies. Kareem Burnett, Matthew Swan on the call. Red Devils have picked up their offensive pace here to cut the lead down to 12, 49 to 61. Still in favor of the Fighting Scots, but the Red Devils showing the lifeline here, not going down without a fight. You see Brokeman adding that defensive pressure on Watson early.
Yeah, and even in the inbound, you could see you could see Brokeman there for Eureka, displaying some really great defense.
Absolutely. Ball going to go out of bounds, going to stay here with Monmouth.
So I think this is good for the Red Devils. It'll give them a chance to slow things down here, and coming out of the timeout after a pretty good offensive run.
Brown with it now. Watson wide open, corner three. Nothing but air on that play. Thomas tried to save it, and he's going to manage to throw it off of Carter. And the crowd letting Watson hear that one on that air ball there. Student section really getting into it. You got a guy dressed up as a banana.
I guess you can say there is such thing as a little bit too much room. And he was left wide open and still wasn't able to convert on the triple.
Interested in the story with this banana guy sitting in a student section dressed as a banana.
That's actually TJ Bolt. That's a guy.
Baseball team,
yeah,
right?
yeah. He's the one I interviewed in the first episode.
Yes. Thomas over to Watson. Inside. Brown not able to get it. Thomas pulled it down.
Huge stop on defense for Eureka.
Kerr over to Provost. Provost blocked. That was tore down by Brown on that play. Provost with it, attempting to go up. And Provost going to get fouled on that play. And we're going to get a jump ball instead. And ball going to stay here. Nope, ball going to be in favor of Monmouth. The Red Devils got the last jump ball.
Well, that's a really great job by Monmouth to transition into defense. And Kareem, as you mentioned, a couple blocks down there and a huge stop to prevent Eureka from gaining any further momentum.
You see Brokeman picking up 94 feet again from the basket. Really good scrappy defender who came in with great energy to start this second half as the Red Devils trying to stay into this game. They trail by 12.
Someone's got to come over and help him.
Brown is fouled there as Provost did come over to help him. We got a replay on that block there from Harris Huntley. We have some miscommunication going on between the refs, I believe, on what was the play call.
Yeah, and you can see Coach Wilde, too, not happy with the call.
So Coach Wilde arguing in favor of his team. A bit livid by that play call there. They're going to take a timeout. We'll stay here for now and talk things over. Matthew, Red Devils trail by 12. What would they need to do to cut into this lead even further?
Well, I think right now they're making all the right decisions. They've finally been able to get some open looks in the post, and as long as they can continue to make stops on defense, they were, last game on the road at Dominican, they were able to make a lot of great defensive stops. But I think as long as Eureka can stick to the basics, I feel like, they can make it, again, a very competitive game. 12 isn't a lot, especially in basketball, and there's still a lot of time left to go here in the second half. So, things aren't necessarily looking downhill for the Red Devils.
Absolutely. Red Devils only trail by 12. At one point they did trail by 20. A little under 12 minutes remaining in this ball game. A lot of time to try to crawl back into this and make things interesting. They showed a bit of a lifeline these past 4 or 5 minutes of gameplay. So Brown is at the line trying to add on to his Monmouth lead.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Metamora Kirby Foods. They are 100% employee-owned, with a deli, produce section, and meat department with its own in-house butcher. Metamora Kirby Foods is open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. They are located on West Mount Vernon, Metamora. Kirby Foods is located in West Mount Vernon Street in Metamora. Get more information at kirbyfoods.com.
Brown splits those free throws there. Lead is at 13 now for the Scots.
So this is where Eureka needs to create some spacing, get a guy a nice open look underneath the rim.
Moore settles for a pull-up mid-range. Not really the shot you're looking for in that possession. Brokeman out to Harris Huntley. Harris Huntley making his move inside. Tried to dump it off to Moore, lost it. And it's going to end up in the hands of Banks, who gets it up to Taylor.
Yeah, see, I was thinking maybe get it to Carter. He had an open look from the right wing.
And Moore got a lot of ball on that play, but ref going to say he got a lot of hand as well, as Marion able to draw the foul call.
Yeah, and you'll hope that, you don't want Eureka to continue to rely on stopping Monmouth's offense by fouling. But right now it looks like, Eureka's choosing to draw up a lot of contact and send the Scots to the line.
Absolutely. And Marion not able to get that free throw there. He will remain at 14 for Monmouth. Brokeman gonna slow it down here. Play call. Brokeman with the screen from Harris Huntley. Trying to get inside. Mid-range jumper from Brokeman. Won't fall. Ball is tipped. Brown will pull it down.
That was a good shot off the pickup. Just unable to convert.
And Marion with 2 offensive rebounds. Brown will make a third, and he's fouled by Harris Huntley. And Monmouth had 4 tries at it, but gonna settle for a free throw here to try to push the lead even further.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Metamora Kirby Foods. They are 100% employee-owned with a deli, produce section, and meat department with its own in-house butcher. Metamora Kirby Foods is open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., 7 days a week. They are located on West Mount Vernon Street. You can get more information at kirbyfoods.com.
Brown splits another pair of free throws, and Monmouth with another offensive rebound. That's their fifth this possession, as Banks is able to score up and over. Lead is up to 17.
From the looks of it, it seems as if that is going to be the storyline coming out of this game. And the one big thing Eureka is going to have to work on. Last game it was free throw shooting. Here it looks like it'll be preventing second chance opportunities.
Harris Huntley gonna try it from deep, not able to get it. Ball is pulled down by Monmouth. Brown back with it, crossover move, spinning, getting inside, ditches off to Marion, and the big-to-big pass works there. The lead is now up to 19 in favor of Monmouth. Coach Wilde gonna call a timeout here to get his guys back rejuvenized. We'll take a timeout as well. We'll be right back with basketball coverage here on ECTV.
Did you know toner powder is actually powdered plastic, and Americans consume 100 million pounds of it each year? Epson Workforce Enterprise AM series printers are powered by simple, smart, and clean precision core technology, doing away with waste-making laser printer designs and parts that end up in landfills, so you can experience less wasting, more saving. Your Epson Business First partner is City Blue Technologies in Peoria, Eureka College's official partner for sustainable printing.
And welcome back to the broadcast here on ECTV, brought to you by City Blue Technologies. Cream Burnett, Matthew Swan on the call per usual. Matthew, Red Devils have gone back dry in the scoring department. Is Monmouth able to push the lead back up to 19, 49-68 here, with a little under 10 minutes remaining in this ball game. Matthew, if the Red Devils have any hopes of making this a game, what will they need to do?
Well, first off, I definitely still think it's possible for Eureka to come back in this game. But, you know, you have to, as we get late into the second half, I would start to rely a little bit more on, guys that have had more playing time. And, I don't want to be that guy, but obviously Provost is a huge key. Micah Brewer, it seems as if he's heating up. And I think putting in Gonzalez back into the game is a really good idea as well. He's been one of the best off-the-bench offensive players for Eureka in this last season. So hopefully he can convert here for the Red Devils as well.
Nolan Kerr alongside Jacob Gonzalez and Max Richardson all checked into this game. Bit of a last-minute ditch, and Jacob Gonzalez with the fake pass on the Euro to get to the basket, cutting the lead down to 17.
Well, we just mentioned Jacob Gonzalez, and right there, that fake pass to his right allows his defender to lean over, gives Gonzalez just enough room to slide over to the basket.
Ball inside, Banks making his move up over good. Banks pushing the lead back up to 19 for the Fighting Scots.
Yeah, Banks, 6'3", going up against a guy 3 inches shorter, and Banks is going to win that battle 9 times out of 10.
Provost trying to make his move, screened there by Richardson. Miss Richardson on the pop, instead gives it to Gonzalez, and one! Jacob Gonzalez, back-to-back baskets for the Red Devils. Trying to show some fight, give his team a jolt of energy that they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time. Jacob Gonzalez, a California native, all the way out here up north in Eureka, Illinois, trying to make things interesting for the Red Devils.
Well, he already has 4 points since coming back into this game.
Make that 5, Matt. He will convert the and one 3-point play. Lead is at 16 for the Fighting Scots. And Gonzalez picking up 94. Huber has it. Trying to make his move against Gonzalez. Gets it over. Inside, Banks wide open, and he's able to score right there. Red Devils just with no paint presence on that play.
Yeah, to add on, Kareem, just a lack of awareness defensively for Eureka, and plays like that are a little costly in this situation.
Coker trying to make his move against Banks. Out to Provost. Provost spinning. Back to the basket and snakes inside. And Provost able to get to the line. Try to convert here. Cut this lead down even further with just under 8 minutes remaining.
But one thing that Monmouth does, and that they've been so great at doing, as you saw, Provost driving to the basket, all of the Monmouth players, they start to lean in a little bit and help defend. That's the help defense that we have been looking for from Eureka all night as well.
Absolutely, Matthew. They're going to take a quick break. We'll take a quick break as well, but we'll be right back with basketball coverage here on ECTV.
Are you ready to grow, to build, to thrive? Take the next steps with confidence at Heartland Bank and Trust Company. We go beyond just offering banking. We work with you to understand your needs. Whether you're saving, borrowing, protecting, or growing, we offer financial solutions for both personal and business needs. At Heartland Bank, we believe every life has a story, and yours includes building a secure future. Let's write that story together. Visit Heartland Bank today at hbtbank.com. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to basketball coverage here on ECTV, brought to you by City Blue Technologies. Kareem Burnett, Matthew Swan on the call. Red Devils trail this game by 18, just a hair under 8 minutes remaining. Matthew, final push here for the Red Devils. If they want to go out with a bang, what will they need to do offensively and defensively to make things interesting here?
Well, yeah, I hate to sound like a broken record, but you have to find the space and get guys to the basket. Like I said, Eureka's three-point shooting hasn't been great tonight. So, you look for the easy shots and really rely on guys that have been playing for a while. That seems to be working so far for Eureka, as we saw from Jacob Gonzalez. Only a couple minutes since coming off the bench, and he's already made a statement in his own way in the few minutes that he's been on the floor.
And Provost splitting those free throws there, cutting the lead down to 17. Gonzalez picking up full court again, putting some pressure on Taylor. Ball now in the hands of Huber, inside to Brown. Taylor making his move, just barely inside mid-range. That will be a close range shot, just inside that restricted area. Pushes the lead back up to 19.
I don't know. It looked like the left foot of Taylor there maybe slid a little bit. I'm surprised he didn't get called for a travel.
Absolutely some tricky pivot move there. As Jackson Provost knocks it down from deep. Matthew, you might have called out his 30 points earlier. And it might be a psychic. He is up to 26 points now.
Yeah, hopefully he can continue this pace. And unfortunately there, it's one thing to give up the bucket, but you can't foul, especially after knocking down a three of your own.
And Marion getting that and one right there. Lead is now at 18 with a chance to push it back up to 19. Marion gonna convert the three-point play right there. And the lead will be 19 for the Red Devils.
Yeah, like we mentioned, you have to. Eureka, they're starting to score a little bit more than we saw towards the end of the first half, but you do have to get back on defense, and that's been something Eureka's been struggling to do in these last couple of minutes.
Absolutely, Matt. And I'm looking at second half scoring. Monmouth has scored 32 points in this second half, and the Red Devils have scored 30. So we basically matched them bucket for bucket in this second half, but that 20-point deficit from the first half, as I mentioned, always bad trying to play uphill basketball. Even if you have a perfect second half, it's hard to erase what you did in that first half. Jackson Provost was called for that travel on that play.
Yeah, again, right now, it seems like Eureka's starting to push the pace a little bit, and that's causing them to make a lot of errors. And in a situation you're trying to come back from a large deficit, turnovers are something that you have to limit.
Taylor tried to use his body against Gonzalez. to get the close range jumper to fall, but wasn't able to. Ball now in the hands of Coker. Coker trying to make his move. Out Provost. Provost, Taylor on him. Thought about it. Coker, wide open triple, not gonna make it. Ball gonna go out of bounds. Almost out of bounds. Brown gonna snag the rebound instead.
Yeah, it looks like Eureka was expecting that one to go out.
Swing pass, Thomas not able to get it. Brown with Lord knows how many offensive rebounds tonight. Coker with it now over to Gonzalez. Moore from deep, good. DeMaje Moore able to knock the triple down to cut the lead down to 16.
Well, they left Moore open way too much, and he, another one of those guys on Eureka who can shoot from behind the arc.
Huber over to Taylor, inside Marion. Marion working against Richardson, and Marion able to get the easy up and under deuce over Richardson. Now, things to note here. We did say Dylan Loxton would be playing. Hasn't played a single minute this game. He probably is still dealing with some of that ankle stuff. It's Moore trying to go with back-to-back triples, not able to get that one.
Well, yeah, and he was suited up prior to the game. We saw him in the pregame warming up and doing all the things it looked like would allow him to come into this ball game.
Got a missed shot there. Moore pulls it down, up ahead, Provost. Provost going against Brown, gets inside, floater won't go. We're gonna get an over the back foul going against Moore. Student section kind of animated, at least one person is. He's been letting the opposing team have it all night. Not pleased with the performance that he's seen from the refs, I guess. Red Devils trail this game by 18. And the Fighting Scots now in the first bonus. So it'll be a 1-and-1 free throw here. If Brown makes this first one, he'll earn himself a second one.
And it looks like we're seeing Colin Delary. That'll get the baseball guys hyped up.
And these guys, Colin Delary, fan favorite here from his baseball teammates. Really excited to see him check into this game. Red Devils down 19, with under 5 minutes remaining. Brown knocked that first free throw down, earning himself a second one. And Brown switches home both of them to give the Fighting Scots a 20-point lead.
And Kareem, I will say, Colin Delary, he made an appearance in last game as well. And he knows how to get to the basket. He makes a lot of great moves. He was just, a lot of the time, unable to finish. But he's definitely one of those guys you'd want to see in this situation.
And Brewer sneaking that baseline, able to get a close range jumper, cutting the lead down to 18. Coach Wilde going to call a timeout, but we'll stay here and talk things over. Just under 4.5 remaining. Matthew, what has gone wrong for the Red Devils so far in this game?
Well, really, it was the first half. They were playing sloppy. They started off hot, but they've, as we keep mentioning, been giving up way too many second chance opportunities. And prior to the second half, they've had a very hard time as well just getting to the basket, and they've been oversized in the post pretty much all night long. So they haven't really been able to knock anything down, but it does seem like they're starting to answer offensively in these past couple of minutes or so.
Zay Brown has been a huge contributor to that post play from Monmouth. Seems like all of his touches have been inside the post, even though he is shooting 5 for 17 from the field, which is bad, under 40% from the field. But he's been able to put rim pressure on, and a lot of times, even if you aren't converting, just the fact that you're adding that pressure to the rim allows for the opponent's defense to collapse, and it leads to easier points for the opposing team. And it wears down the opposite man, just trying to guard those post players, as Marion missed that post hook right there. And if we look on the Fighting Scots side, they have about 5 guys in double digits. Meanwhile, the Red Devils only have 2. So that can be contributed to this 18-point lead right now for the Fighting Scots with under 4 minutes remaining.
Yeah, the Scots have done such a great job at distributing the basketball. Their passing game has really been unmatched against Eureka tonight, and you know those are the kinds of teams that go really far throughout the regular season, and we know that because Monmouth, you know, looking back at their last season, they won the regular season title, and they were also preseason favorites going into this year.
They're going to take a quick break, so we'll take one as well, but we'll be right back with basketball coverage here on ECTV.
Discover your perfect getaway in beautiful Prescott, Arizona. Your home away from home at Prescott Canyon Estates, a 55-plus community with beautiful panoramic views of Bradshaw, Thumb Butte, and Granite Mountains. Potter Rentals has properties available for monthly rental, all-inclusive and fully furnished, with all clubhouse amenities. Get more information today and make Prescott your home away from home at potterrentals.com.
Welcome back to the broadcast here on ECTV. Kareem Burnett, Matthew Swan on the call. Red Devils with an 18-point deficit in this game, under 4 minutes remaining. And we were talking about Zay Brown before we went into the timeout, and I just took a deeper look at the stats here as Colin Delaire tries to make a move. Swing pass, Coker, pull up mid-range, won't get it. Delaire tried to tap it, and it won't go. We're going to get a foul call going against Monmouth. I believe that foul call is against Taylor, excuse me. So it will be Colin Delaire going to the line for his first points of the night.
And this is where Eureka has struggled last game, so hopefully Delaire can change that script.
Delaire able to make his first free throw, cutting the lead down to 17. And going back to what I was saying about Zay Brown, I was just looking at his rebound numbers. He had 6 rebounds in the first half. Now he's up to 16 total rebounds. So 10 rebounds in this second half, excuse me. He does have the double-double, 16 rebounds, 12 points. So he's been a monster on that glass, although he is shooting 29% from the field. As mentioned before you went to break, just his post presence alone did nothing but aid his team as he'll go back to the line. The Fighting Scots now in the double bonus, so every free throw, every foul from here on out will be 2 free throws for the Fighting Scots with 3:36 remaining.
Yeah, and again, right now the Red Devils have allowed Monmouth in this game to have way too many second chance opportunities, and they're forcing contact against them right now, which obviously isn't helping their case, but that'll be something Eureka looks to improve on going into their next game.
Brown not able to make the second one there. Leaves will stay at 18. So we got to pile up here. The ball going to be in favor, I want to say, the Red Devils, and it will be the Red Devils' ball here. And it'll be Coker to inbound it with 3:34 remaining.
This is a really big statement game for Monmouth, too, because, you know, they're coming off of a loss against Milliken, which was actually their lowest scoring output in nearly 2 years. The Scots only scored 55.
With Micah Brewer missing that free throw there. Huber now with it. Taylor. Thomas clearing it out. He has the leer on him. And we have Monmouth moving the ball around. Burning that clock. They're up 18 with 3 minutes remaining. No need to rush it. Gets it inside to Jay Brown. Jay Brown going over Coker, and it might have been tipped there by Coker. Ball now in the hands of Ben Carter. Red Devils trail this game by 18, under 3 minutes remaining, 64-82. And we got some substitutions here, a near platoon swap. Monmouth will get 4 new guys into this game. You got Watson, Banks, Whiteman all checking into this game alongside Crimes. And then the one man who will stay out there will be Jay Brown. Whiteman with it over the Banks.
Yeah, and again, you can see Monmouth, even though they're up by a good amount, the ball movement is still the same, and that's good for the Scots because their passing game has been really effective tonight.
Principle is the principle. No matter what, lose, win, or draw, no matter what time or anything is left on the game, you should always try to practice what you practice and work on your game plan no matter what. It does sound cliche, but these are learnable and teachable moments. Even if the game is already out of reach, you can still work on these type of things and improve as Michael Brewer gets to the line.
Yeah, Brewer coming into this game has been averaging just 6 points. And again, usually he's able to knock down more, but he struggled in that first game. And I feel like he was placing a lot of pressure on himself, too. He understands that he is one of the upperclassmen here for Eureka. So I feel like, put himself in a situation where he's thinking, I have to be one of those guys who steps up. But tonight it seems like he's calmed down a little bit more and his nerves are eased, so he's been able to get into his own flow.
Absolutely, Matt. With about 2 minutes remaining in this game, Red Devils down by 16. That's probably going to be all that was wrote tonight. Not really enough time to come back as we see Whiteman score the floater over the Red Devils to push the Scots lead up to 18. Red Devils just going through the motions here right now as Coker is fouled, and the Red Devils are in the bonus, so they will earn a trip to the line to cut into that deficit here. But as I mentioned, game kind of already out of reach, so just going to take this as a learning experience and use it to go into the next game. The Red Devils did win against Dominican, so they will be 1 of 1 on the season as Coker is able to knock down that free throw, and the lead is cut down to 17.
And the positive thing here for the Red Devils is that conference play hasn't even started yet. So these games, as much as you want to win them, it's not the end of the world if you drop a game or two. So all positive thoughts going forward here for Eureka.
Absolutely. Lead is at 16 now in favor of the Scots. Under 2 minutes to go. They're going to take a timeout, but we will stay here. Not really a point in taking a timeout. Matthew, you did call the first game versus Dominican. I just want your opinion. What looks different from that first game to here tonight?
Well, I think, for Eureka, there was more drive. And it seemed like, they understood that it was a momentum-setting game. And they started off, not only did they start off really hot like they usually do, but they continued that momentum going into the second half. And that's not something we've been able to say here tonight. The Red Devils in the first half, they started off great, in the first couple minutes, but that spark has died down as we progressed throughout this game.
Absolutely, Matthew. Red Devils, if they want to win their next game, going to have to come out with a lot more spark here. You see both teams just try to play the last things out. And another key thing to mention here, we've kind of already talked about it, but I will mention it again now that I'm looking at the stats here. The Red Devils actually are winning this second half by 1 point, 40-39, but they lost that first half by 17. We currently trail by 16, so you guys can do the math there. What kind of killed our chances at winning this game was that first half, as Banks misses that scoop layup, and Crimes gets it up and in. Lead back up to 18.
Yeah, and again, the Red Devils gave up 13 second chance points in that first half, so that is another one of those things that plays a factor.
Absolutely. Brewer with it now, driving inside, and ball is knocked out of bounds.
Well, I will say Eureka leaves here Thursday, and they head to St. Louis to play Washington in Missouri, so that'll be an interesting game for Eureka. Again, it's, they don't officially start conference play, I believe, until December or towards the end of this month, actually. And that's when, you'll start to see how their mindset changes going into the conference play.
Just about 69 seconds remaining in this ball game here. Rebel Devils down 16. And as you mentioned, Matt, conference hasn't begun, so you never want to lose a basketball game, but there is a bright side to all this. .48 seconds remaining here.
And the Red Devils are not catching a break right now against the rim. They're probably saying we've already had a very, very long game. Don't make this more difficult for us.
Absolutely, Matt. Banks gonna shoot some free throws here to add to his points just to close out this game. 30 seconds remaining. Gonzalez. And that will do it, Matthew. Final score here will be 90-72 in favor of the Fighting Scots. Last points on this game, Matt, before we close it out.
Yeah, I mean, going into their next game, I feel like the biggest thing they'll have to worry about is defending the glass, prevent your opponent from gaining a variety of second chance opportunities. And overall, I think Eureka will be good and get ready to play Knox.
Well, our next broadcast of Eureka College basketball will be November 18th, Tuesday, when Eureka College visits Knox. You can hear that game on EC 103.1. Our sister television station. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Eureka College basketball is made possible by City Blue Technologies, a leading Epson dealer serving Central Illinois. Potto Rentals of Gilman, Illinois, owned and operated by Ernie and Barb Potter, both Eureka College class of 1965. Heartland Bank and Trust, and by Randy Beagle, State Farm agent in Peoria, Eureka College class of 1994, and by Kirby Foods in Metamora. On behalf of my broadcast partner, Matthew Swan, this is Kareem Burnett. Thank you guys for watching in to ECTV.